Good evening, Kappa parents, caregivers, friends, and guests, and most of all, to the extraordinary class of 2020. It is my honor to welcome you this evening as we come together in the most unconventional way for a graduation to celebrate the Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts graduating class of 2020. You made it. And while it wasn't an easy road, we have reached that special moment where we say goodbye and send you off to the next chapter of your lives. It's always a challenge for me every year to find just the right words to say to a graduation class. I really struggle with it, but this year, for so many reasons, it is especially difficult. Typically, when I think about graduation and the bright and promising futures you have in front of you, I'm overwhelmed with emotion. This time is harder than most because, as I've shared with many of you already, we didn't get the proper goodbye we all would have wanted. But you've amazed me. I have been amazed at how the class of 2020 has coped with the circumstances that you've been dealt this year. This has been a test of your resilience and your strength as a community. And I know these last 3 months are not how you envisioned your final months of your senior year would be. But I'm so proud of how you handled yourselves during this time. I am sad that we aren't able to celebrate together, but I'm hopeful because I know that you will take what you have learned about yourselves over these past few months and you will use that strength for whatever you are facing next. The class of 2020 is one we will never forget. My hope is that you will look back on this time in your life. You will be able to look back with pride and satisfaction that the work you did and the obstacles you overcame and the challenges you faced and the disappointments you felt have shaped you into being better people. It's those things in life that make us stronger. Each one of you has been given a unique experience over these last 4 years that, along with the guidance of your parents and teachers, has created the people you are. You have learned the value of hard work, balance, and dedication. You committed to a specific discipline that you entered into 4 years ago with extreme passion. You have learned to live and work in an environment that drew you together as a community while celebrating, honoring, and accepting your individuality and your unique differences. You shared your deepest thoughts in poems and memoirs, and you allowed me to share with you as well. You expressed your inner emotions through glorious paintings, sketches, and sculptures. You entertained audiences with your magnificent voices as you sang every genre of music. You played your instruments overpoweringly, bringing joy and happiness to all who listened. You performed countless plays, some by the most famous playwrights in our history, and wrote some yourselves. You danced your way into the hearts of all who saw you, and you captured your personalities and your opinions and your messages on film for all the world to see. You agonized over college application processes. You faced tough decisions about what to do next and how to pay for it. You learned to Zoom and meet and Zoom again, and to rely on technology in a way that wasn't typical. You questioned authority. You stood up for what you believed in. You made me think. You opened your eyes to the point of views that were different from your own. You whined a little and cried a little and hugged a lot and made lifelong friendships and ate lots of mints and Tootsie Rolls. And I watched you, and I grew to love you because I was amazed by everything you did. At Kappa, we pride ourselves on being a diverse community that is highly accepting. And while it's not perfect, Kappa is a microcosm of what the greater world needs to be. People from all backgrounds, beliefs, and races coming together and respecting one another, sharing a common belief system. It is what we would want for the larger world, where everyone in the world and in our country and in our city is accepted and loved and treated with dignity, regardless of who they are and where they come from. Creating this similar atmosphere outside of Kappa is going to take change, and change is work, and change is slow. We as a community will find the energy to do the work and the patience to see it happen without ever giving up. And I believe with all my heart that each and every one of you are the agents of this change. So what now? As parents, we raise our children to have roots and wings. I hope that you are deeply rooted in who you are and where you come from, and that you continue to grow into the adults you are going to become, and that your roots are strong, that no wind of negativity will be able to pull your roots from the firm ground on which you stand, that no flood of doubt will be able to sway you from doing what is right, and only the light and strength of the sun will help you bloom. I want you to remember that you have the power to take all of your talents and intelligence and use them to create a positive impact on others. We never really know how what we do and what we say affects those around us. But when we spread our wings and use the power that we have been given for good, we make a positive impact on the world and everything in it. I wish you great success as you take your next steps. You have decided to become teachers, mathematicians, psychologists, engineers, doctors, scientists, to work in law, to become filmmakers and journalists, musicians, dancers, writers, and work in all aspects of theater, just to name a few. Your success will be determined more or less on how you choose to use your gifts and make a choice to do something remarkable with them. Part of that success is realizing that you can do that by making the world a better place. It's about the lives we positively touch and how we treat others as we journey through life that makes all the difference. So, take all the experiences that you've had at Kappa, all of them, the hard ones and the fun ones, the sad ones and the frustrating ones, and the unfair ones, the most rewarding ones, and the ones that you've learned the most from, and reflect on all of those things that have molded you into the person you are today. And reflect on the person that you will continue to be in the future. What will people admire and remember you for, and how will you make that mark on the world? I always say that Kappa changes lives. I hope that we have changed your life, and in return, I know that you have changed mine. It has been my honor in every way to love you, fight for you, watch you, applaud for you, and cry in awe of you. And I am confident that you will go on to the next steps and beyond and make us proud. You are always part of the Kappa family. Don't forget to come back and visit for those final hugs. Congratulations to each and every one of you and your parents for reaching this amazing milestone. Reap all the benefits life has to offer, and thank you for allowing me just to be a small part of that.
Good evening, Principal Beaver, Kappa staff, parents, families, friends, and fellow graduates of the 41st graduating class of the Philadelphia High School for the Creative and Performing Arts. Before I begin, let me take a moment to thank everyone logged in right now, from the teaching staff to the families and the virtual ushers who have held these doors today, because this milestone has been a combined effort. In fact, I'd even like to remind you that in the event my speech falls through, TikTok will only ever see the best 60 seconds. So with that being said, I think now is the part I'm supposed to reflect on some cool memories that happened throughout high school. You would think that after writing the speech, I'd have included that, right? Well, fortunately for you, I didn't. Oh, wait. Let me just say, for those of you who may live under a rock or are stranded on an island, Kappa is a truly special place. It is evident the moment anyone walks through those doors. I will never forget realizing by the second day of school that the normal cliques of the jocks, the populars, the brains, the goths, those didn't exist at Kappa. Instead, what did exist were these majors. All of these majors that I'm sure everyone knows by heart have created families and smaller school communities that totally disavow your traditional school social status. There is no other place where you are a student by 9 a.m. and dancer by 11 a.m. or an artist at 8 a.m. and a psych scholar by noon. Those are typically reserved for being night and day jobs, yet we condense it into the span of a few hours. Now, I have to give my warm and fuzzies. We all know that there is no such thing as perfection, and even standing before you today, I am no exception. With all of the unique and robust personalities that we have here in this class, there were a number of personality conflicts that happened for a number of years. It took for an instrumentalist to have their Rocky speech with me, "It ain't about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward," to make me aware. It helped me grow and appreciate everyone in our community to the point where I made sure I went to everyone's show before we graduated. Art feasts are immaculate. Theater shows are breathtaking. Film fests are Oscar-winning. Writers' cafes are Pulitzer Prize-winning. Concerts are what the kids today call orgasmic. And fan shows, well, those were always sold out, so I never really got a chance to. I'm joking. Absolutely stunning. You see, it took some time, but becoming a family with this class has honestly made me feel like I only belonged here. Not a day goes by where we aren't dabbing each other up in the hallways or bridal carrying each other into class. Yeah, sorry, senora. But these experiences are what make Kappa truly extraordinary. Unfortunately, there is one portion of our journey that I have to mention that was not all sunshine and rainbows. That is the novel COVID-19. It started with, "Hey guys, we're going to be out for 2 weeks. Just got to get through 14 days to flatten the curve," to, "We regret to inform you that schools will remain closed until April 6th, plus a lovely spring break, so really April 13th," to, "Federal regulations of social distancing have been extended up through April 30th. We called, we Zoomed, FaceTimed, and Google chatted with so many of our peers and faculty, staying woefully optimistic until the day came where Pennsylvania State Administration announced to suspend the school year indefinitely. This was our reaction. It's like that? Now, there's both good and bad that came from that. The bad being, yeah, it really was like that. However, the good being that is what made us stronger. That was a new experience in and out of itself for every individual in this room. That was a true demonstration of an adversity and what it means to overcome an obstacle in life. You see, this class, every single one of my peers and I are now equipped with a toolkit to succeed in the near future, because the largest beneficiary to success when taking classes, pursuing internships, and working an occupation is diligence. The class of 2020 is now a force to be reckoned with, and we're hungry. Hungering to become self-sufficient individuals that make a name for ourselves so that we may one day leave our mark on the world. Although, let us not forget one thing as we begin to tread these paths of our own. It took a community of people to help guide us. You see, although we practiced our crafts alone, took tests alone, and presented alone, we made this journey together. By conversing with our friends during the highs and lows, by letting a teacher know that we could use some extra support, or by simply coming home to a meal with our parents, this community is loving, sincere in some of the best ways imaginable. With your help, we will go forth, because every single one of us has some sort of preconceived expectation. Regardless of what it is, we will shatter those expectations and surpass these so-called limitations, because they do not exist. Life is limitless. Take pride in how far we have come over the years, and have conviction in how far we can go. Because no matter what obstacles may emerge, the future will forever and always belong to those who believe in the authenticity of their dreams. Now, as I depart, I would like to impart upon you a brief quote by Walt Disney. If you can dream it, you can do it. So, with that, congratulations to the class of 2020. Go chase some dreams.
And now, class of 2020, some very special awards to recognize the highest achievement in both academics and the arts. The award for excellence in mathematics goes to Adam Douglas. The award for excellence in English goes to Gabriella Colajoya. The award for excellence in science goes to Jessica Thomas. The award for excellence in history goes to Jordan Gibson. The award for excellence in Spanish goes to Sabri Primus. And now, Arts Awards. In the art categories, each art department gives an award for citizenship and humanitarian. These are students that have gone above and beyond in their art area. For creative writing, the Citizenship Award goes to Kaya Treffs. For creative writing, the Humanitarian Award goes to Ella Cucurudo. For instrumental music, the Citizenship Award goes to Adam Douglas. For instrumental music, the Humanitarian Award goes to Louis Stein. For theater, the Humanitarian Award goes to Journey Lutz. For theater, the Citizenship Award goes to Christian Ruiz. For dance, the Humanitarian Award goes to Lilia Cardosi. For dance, the Citizenship Award goes to Coy Withers. For vocal music, the Humanitarian Award goes to Layla Green. For vocal music, the Citizenship Award goes to Yusef Colin Bryant. For visual arts, the Humanitarian Award goes to Maya Wharton. For visual arts, the Citizenship Award goes to Christopher Sang. For MDTV, the Humanitarian Award goes to Kyla Jones Johnson. And for MDTV, the Citizenship Award goes to Brooklyn Stanback. Congratulations to all of our award winners.
Good evening, Ms. Beaver, Kappa staff, parents, families, friends, and fellow members of the class of 2020. Hello, my name is Lilia Cardosi, and I am honored to be able to address all of you today. 4 years ago, Kappa's class of 2020 embarked on a high school experience like no other. We made the decision to venture outside of the traditional route that many other students take, dedicating ourselves to pursuing our artistic passion alongside our academic studies. The immense time and effort we put forth, as well as our collective love for the arts, was evident through our many outstanding performances, exhibits, concerts, and special events. Attending a performing arts high school is an honor that few will achieve, and we, as the graduating seniors of Kappa, are so fortunate to have been a part of this remarkable community. During our years of self-discovery, we grew and emerged with new passions, desires, close friendships, and amazing memories. We've endured the hardships of the high school experience, which varies from person to person, the difficulties of entering a new chapter in our lives, and the everyday task of being prepared and engaged in our learning environments. Yet, every member of the class of 2020 here today persevered, all in the hopes of our final moments at graduation, receiving the diploma that we worked so hard for. And though the unforeseen circumstances that have arisen in the midst of our important moments are painfully dreadful, this will not diminish any of the triumphs or accomplishments that we have achieved. We will truly be an unforgettable class, not only because of our unique situation, but because of the legacy that we leave behind at Kappa and the change that we can implement on a larger scale. During these past few months, we have not only witnessed a global pandemic, but through the death of George Floyd, a major call for racial justice, and the need to acknowledge that Black lives matter. Though I can never personally understand, I realize that as the new generation, we have the ability to use our voices, to take action, to educate ourselves, and to make a difference for the betterment of our communities and our future. These recent events have not only helped us in promoting essential change within our society, but within our own lives as well. Through each obstacle that has occurred this year, we have gained a sense of strength and unity that will accompany us throughout our lives. We have taken creative measures as a substitute for our traditions. We have used our talents to express our emotions and to show our support, and we have gained a deeper appreciation for the ability to celebrate in public spaces with our closest family and friends. Hopefully, one day, we will have the chance to receive the in-person praise that we deserve, but our Kappa story does not stop here. We now progress to a new beginning, a chance to finally make our own decisions and chase our aspirations, but through it all, we will not forget the significant time we shared over the past 4 years. Before I close, I want to reiterate how proud I am of every graduating senior here today. I'm so grateful to have been able to share these past 4 years with you, learning from each of you and watching you grow in the process. I am in awe of the talents that each of you possess, and I cannot wait to see your many accomplishments in the coming years. Though our journey together was cut short, I encourage you to remember all that you have learned from your Kappa experience, in addition to the new ideas that you have discovered during our time apart. As you venture out into the new world, remind yourself of the history that you are contributing to today and the impact that you have on tomorrow. I also want to thank Kappa's faculty, staff, and Ms. Bieber for all of the effort they put forth in making our graduation so special, as well as their consistent encouragement and guidance throughout our years of high school. I would also like to thank my parents. Your unwavering support is one of the main reasons that I remain so dedicated in all that I do. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2020, and good luck on your future endeavors.
Good evening, Principal Beaver, esteemed Kappa colleagues, parents, families, friends, and my amazing class of 2020. My name is Marlene Gobig, and I have been very pleased to serve as the class sponsor for this group of positively beautiful and awesome graduates of the 41st graduating class of the Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts. First, let me extend my thanks to Ms. Beaver and the Kappa staff for their unwavering support of the students, both academically and emotionally. To the parents, guardians, and family members of the students for their love and guidance. To the students' friends for their advice and unconditional support. To the Kappa Home and School Association, the class wants to thank you for the public display and expression of your support through the signs on the lawn. We even made the news and the front page of the Inquirer. Finally, I personally want to give my thanks to the parents of the class members for sharing your children with me and allowing me to be their sponsor. Let me express my profound sense of loss and heartbreak that we are not doing this on stage, but my deep gratitude that we are able to do it at all. I am grateful to say that we have all of our amazingly talented students present, healthy, and ready to progress to the next stage of their lives. But wow, this is not how we planned it. They are going through the unimaginable. That phrase from what most of the students know is my favorite musical, Hamilton, has echoed through my mind since the beginning of 2020 when I think about all of the unprecedented events that you have faced. Every time you turn on the news, the broadcaster speaks the words, once in a lifetime or never before seen. You have faced presidential impeachment hearings, global pandemic, and worldwide protests. And for many of you, it is the election year in which you will cast your first vote. Most people living have not seen so much in their lifetimes as you have seen in the past 6 months. So what does this mean? Rather than running away, the class of 2020 has faced it all. Have you paid a price? Of course. You had to fight for the chance to have a prom, or get caps and gowns, or an in-person graduation, and then realize that when that was not possible, to accept it with grace and wear your prom gown to poetry readings and online classes. You learn to, most of the time, appreciate your families more and to need fewer outside things. You learn to reach out to your friends and those who mean the most to you, whether it was by Zoom or Google Meet, text, or even snail mail. And you learn to mourn. Smaller personal losses, like all of your final concerts and shows. Larger scale losses, such as more than 100,000 American lives to the novel coronavirus. And the ultimate loss, the unjust loss of one man's life at the hands of another. The loss of more than 100,000 people kept us inside for months, behind doors and masks, away from others. But the loss of a life of George Floyd has brought Americans and the world outside to the streets to reclaim their voices and to recognize the power that we have when we are together, especially when we are led by you. It is your voice and your power that will move us to a new way of being in our society. Keep in mind these words of Mother Teresa. Human rights are not a privilege conferred by government. They are a human being's entitlement by virtue of his humanity. I always cry, but I'll make it. Unimaginable. All of what you have endured, class of 2020, it is unimaginable. But keep in mind that the song says they are going through the unimaginable. That means there is another side. College, work, life. There will be a day when what you have endured is a memory, a story to tell others that you were a witness to history. What a legacy. What a life. And all of this was unimaginable as you performed in your holiday concerts and dreamed of prom outfits back in December. You will make it because of who you have become during the past 6 months. Learning to navigate a virtual learning environment, figuring out a sleep schedule, and even learning to cook, skills which will serve you well in the future. You are moving on from Kappa, but I hope that the lessons of acceptance, positive support, and constant creativity that you found here stay with you. I know that you're not in the building or at our normal graduation venue, but I truly believe that the spirit of creativity and camaraderie goes beyond the walls of the grand hall. That spirit lives in you. Take the unimaginable and make it into something. Shape it for yourselves. Take the lessons you have learned from this unimaginable year and use them. Go out and work for social change. Don't be quiet. Don't sit down. Speak your truth. Be your amazing selves. Your teachers, your classmates, your parents, your friends are all supporting you. Pardon the pun, but I have to do it. Go big. Show the world what 2020 can do, period. I love you.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Graduating class of 2020, acting on behalf of the Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts, with the authority vested in me by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the School District of Philadelphia, I confer upon each one of you the School District of Philadelphia High School Diploma. You may now advance your tassels. Congratulations, class of 2020.
We did it.
before. Roll to life. Every day is a new beginning. Every day is a new day. And everything's coming your way. And you wanna make it last forever. Well, every day is a new day.